your friend Bruno, and once again we're live in Olney, Illinois, and watching the sun go down. This time we're watching from in front of my mobile home, and you can see the sun is actually going to set momentarily behind the mobile home that's next door to me. I'm doing this in the horizontal orientation as opposed to the vertical one. It's a little different. And I actually don't know if I'm going to be able to see the chat this evening. I hope so. I don't know exactly how this is going to work. But for those of you who might tune in later, currently here, it is 7:34 and 45 seconds Central Daylight Time, which makes it just about 12:35, or I'm sorry, 00:35 Universal Time Coordinated. So there we are, wherever you are in the world. It happens to be evening here in Olney. We actually had kind of a nice day today. The sky was mostly clear, although we did have some clouds for a while this afternoon. And it did get kind of warm. I did take the opportunity to scrub the skirting on part of my mobile home. We had a little bit of mold set in from the rain and moisture. We had quite a wet spring and early atmospheric summer. But today is, hey, there's Pat. Hey, Pat, how you doing? Oh, it's so good to see you come aboard. And but nonetheless, I was able to scrub the skirting a little bit. And Pat says he's doing great. Glad I made it. Well, I'm glad you made it too. How'd the drum line thing go? I know you were working on that last night, and I did see your video where you were playing the quads for the first time. For those of you who aren't aware, quads are the set of 4 drums that a marching band, the percussion section of the marching band, will often have at least one or several. And Shiggle Getter came aboard and said, "Hi, how are you doing this evening?" And Pat says that his work went great. I published it on Muse's score last night. Well, congratulations. That's pretty neat when you can actually get something published. I hope it goes good for you. Yeah. So quads are pretty interesting. They're kind of like a traditional drum, almost like a tom-tom, but they're tuned to different pitches. So as the quads are played, the tones of the beats go up and down. It's really quite cool. Kind of almost reminds you of steel drum a little bit, where on steel drum the surface of the drum is actually heated and cooled so that the one drum will and hang on a second, Pat says I'm marching tenors quads this year. Actually, I got band camp starting the 9th of July, so that's coming up pretty quick. That sounds like fun. Yep. Yeah. That's an experience I never had, Pat. But I know it builds a lot of camaraderie and you make a lot of friends. And lifelong friends. Lifelong friends. Yeah. So you can start to see the sun disappear behind the roof line and in the trees of my neighbor's mobile home. And Pat says it'll be fun, but my back isn't going to like me after this season. Yeah, I've always kind of wondered about that with quads. Yeah, I'm curious, Pat. How much does a set of quads weigh? I'm waiting for Pat's reply right now. See, quads are held, how can I put it, almost against your belt line and then extended somewhat forward. And Pat says around like a good 40-something pounds, but wearing them to play them takes 51.7% of your body, and it faded away on the screen before I had a chance to finish. I don't know if I can tap that area and bring it back. Oh, there it is. It says, but wearing them to play them takes 51.7% of your body weight, which to me would be like carrying, in a second, let's see if I can bring it back, like carrying 115 pounds. And Sam has come aboard. Good evening, Sam. It's good to have you aboard, too. And Sam says hello. And looks like I'm going to have a neighbor stop by, maybe, or maybe they're just kind of wondering what I'm doing here. Yeah. But we're just doing a little live session, just enjoying the sunset. And you can see that the sun has disappeared beyond the roof line of my neighbor's home. So now we're kind of into an artificial evening. You can still see the sky is still light. And Sam says, good to have you. I don't know. You were live and I was in the car. I'm headed to Ufala. Ufala. Yeah. So I'm just kind of curious. What is Ufala? I'm not familiar, Sam. Could you tell us? We're just waiting for Sam's reply. And Sam says, it's pronounced Eufaula, laugh out loud. It's okay, though, but it's a lake area. Oh, wow. That must be beautiful. That must be beautiful. I miss being able to be around lakes and open water. I really, really do. Really, really do. Olney actually has a beautiful lake on its north side, East Fork Lake, which is a man-made lake and is our municipal water supply. And I can't remember how many acres it covers, but it's a fairly good-sized lake if you have a small boat with a small engine. But, and Pat says, I'm back. I had something to do. Or I had to do something. Well, that's okay, you know. It's okay. Yeah. And Sam says, well, I would bring you with me, but I can drive all the way there to get, but I can drive all the way there to get you. And she's crying. Well, that's okay. The thought is wonderful. The thought is so kind. Yeah. You might actually find me to be quite boring company. Yeah. But thank you so much for sharing the thought. That means so much. And right now in the background, you can probably hear a helicopter. There's a heliport just about a mile or so away from me, a staging area for the Lifeline helicopters that fly in and out of the hospital here in Olney. And but they stage there, and sometimes they're serviced there. The helipad here at the hospital could only hold one helicopter, so sometimes they hold another helicopter in reserve south of town, and you can hear him landing. Can't see him from here. Too many trees, and it's beyond, beyond the rooftops. So, but sometimes they fly almost directly overhead, so we never know what we're going to get tonight. Maybe you can hear a little bit of traffic on US 50. A truck descending from the overpass down towards the intersection with Route 130, Illinois Route 130. And you can hear the tires howl as they do that. And then there's the sound of a motorized bicycle. It's a sound we often hear in the evening around here. And Sam says, I like helicopters. Yep. Yeah. Helicopters always make me nervous. Back when I was learning to fly, I was strictly a fixed wing guy. It's like, simply put, flying a helicopter is like, well, kind of like Pat playing the drums, right? I could handle a couple of timpani and fake my way through it, right? But when Pat is playing playing the quads, and he has to think so quickly and move so quickly back and forth and keep rhythm. Yeah, and Sam says, me too. I always thought they were looking for me. Oh yeah, I always tell my friends, it's like, oh, there's the cops, they're looking for me again, and you never know, they might be. But yeah, I've actually gotten acquainted with a couple of the pilots that fly for Lifeline here. I didn't get to know them well, but had conversations with them briefly back before I kind of got grounded. And Sam says, "Row, Reggie." Oh my, what's going on? I wonder. But yeah, great people that fly those helicopters. They're so gifted, and so wonderful in sharing their gifts in the service of saving lives and transporting people that need emergency medical care. And Sam says, LOL, I don't know, my ADHD is just, and then there's a kind of a smiley face. And Pat says, every time I saw a fire truck, I would sometimes think, oh boy, whose child set the kitchen ablaze this time? Oh yeah, sometimes we have to wonder. It's, when I lived in Bloomington, I can remember having to call the fire department several times, not on me, but just simply on fires that I would come across in my travels. And Sam says, literally though, and a couple of smiley faces. Yep. So what's the weather where you guys are tonight? Is it clear or cloudy? I know there's a big storm brewing down south. I guess there's a bit of a hurricane. I don't know if it's been named yet or where it's headed. Does anybody know? Sam says, it's hot. There she is. And Pat says, clear, but we've been getting rain constantly. Yeah, well, at least you got a break. Got a little break. And around here, it seems like we've been getting a lot of rain, but we're actually under a heat advisory for an extended period of time now. Starting tomorrow, we're going to have heat indices up above the 100-degree remark. And Sam asks, Pat, where are you? And if I recall, Pat, Pat's in Georgia. Yeah. And Sam has replied, "Oh, cool." And I think it is cool when uh, two of the people aboard for the chat get to chat with each other and kind of make friends. It's a wonderful thing. A wonderful thing. Oh, so I'm having to actually hold the camera myself with one hand, or actually with both hands, in the horizontal position. If I was to use a tripod, you probably wouldn't be able to hear me well because of the microphone on the telephone. And Sam replies, "I'm in America." Yes, I think all three of us are at the moment. Nice. And it's the truth. We are in America. We are in America. Just sharing a wonderful evening and wonderful moments. You can see we've got just a bit of a breeze tonight, and it feels so nice. And it's nice to have you guys all here. It really, really is. Now, you folks are going to have to pardon me for a minute. And Sam says, let me just go ahead and. Sam says, "I'm in Oklahoma." Yep. And Oklahoma is indeed part of America. Yep. But getting back to what I was going to say, I'm actually going to have to set the phone down for a moment and shift my posture a little bit because my bottom is starting to take a set. You know, I'm an old guy, and I need to move around a little bit, or else my back is going to hurt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an artificial black screen for a few moments while I set the phone down. I don't think that I have a green screen that would work here. We could maybe try that, but I don't see that feature. Let me see if there is one. Yeah, I actually don't see that feature in the horizontal orientation, unlike the vertical orientation, where I can actually create a green screen for a background. So what I'm going to do is create an artificial black screen for a moment. We're going to make it night. Just pretend it's night. And I'm going to set the phone down for a few minutes and stand up and stretch, and then I'll be back. And in the meantime, you two can man the con and engage folks in conversation, or engage in conversation with yourselves. You're more than welcome to do that. You know, ask each other about your interests and your hobbies, and you know, just nice little light topics. What kind of food do you like, and things like that. And enjoy the companionship while we have it this evening. And then I'll be back in just a few minutes. Thank you. Okay, I'm having a little difficulty right now trying to create the black screen. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm actually, let's see, how am I going to do this? Let me see if I can do this. There's a little door that slides across that'll cover the camera, and I can't quite get it to snap into place. Oh, usually it just pops. Yeah. So give me a few minutes. It's easier to do this in the vertical orientation, but I thought I'd try the horizontal one tonight. Ah, there it goes. And now it's night. Whoops, now it's day again. It doesn't want to stay up there. Okay, so there we go. We have our artificial black screen, and I'm going to go ahead and mute the my device, and or actually, you could just listen to the birds sing, the bird song for a bit. And I'll be back in just a few moments. Thank you. So, let me see if I can snap the little thing, the little door back open. There we go. And, whoops, there's my finger. And we're back. So we've been live now for 23 minutes. And, yeah. I know we've got 2 people watching yet. Wonder if Sam and Pat are still aboard. Oh, we have a 3rd person now. Welcome aboard. Sam and Pat, can you guys say hi to the new one? The new person aboard, and maybe invite them to say hi back? Well, it appears that everybody's pretty quiet tonight. And that's okay. You can just sit and listen to the bird song and watch the flag blow in the breeze a little bit. Heavens, that breeze feels so wonderful. I hope it's wonderful wherever you are this evening, or this morning, or during the day, or during the night, wherever you are in the world right now. It's hard to imagine that in most of the world, it's already tomorrow, the 21st of June. The cars approaching the street behind me. And the way it goes. To be honest, I would like to go around the back side of my home and back out to the little meadow that's behind my home so that you can see a better sunset. Actually, I can do that if you bear with me. It'll take me about 3 or 5 minutes to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create the black screen again. And then I'm going to go ahead and move my chair around the back side of my mobile home. And when I come back and the black screen is off, then you'll be able to see the sunset directly. It's just that earlier, if I would have sat in the sun, I would have cooked. It'd be quite hot, that sun can, even in the evening. So here we go. I'm going to create the black screen. And we're going to start moving things back. So once we get set up back here, I'll show you my little setup. We're going to be walking past my air conditioner, which is running a few times. And, oh my gosh, it's going to be beautiful. So I'm going to set you folks down here for a few minutes. Just go ahead and listen to the bird song. Let me get around the corner a little bit so it blocks the sound of the air conditioner. There. It's a little quieter back here. Enjoy the sound. And I'll be back. I promise. We're just about back. I just got a couple more things I need to tend to. So bear with me, and I'll be back in just about, just a few moments. Just a few moments. just about ready to open up the little door. I hope you guys have your eyes kind of braced, and you'll see why earlier the sun would have been so oppressive in just a second. So, just a second, let me get ready now. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. There's the sunset. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? It's amazing how blessed I am. The things are arranged that I can sit here and look between all the man-made things and see that nature in the middle of it. Isn't that cool? It wasn't always like that here. I don't know if you can see, but over to the left, if you look behind the trailer next door, you can see the gas meter, and then those are tree stumps. At one time, there was a tree line that went and actually blocked this view. The trees were beautiful, though, but unfortunately, they were getting too tall and too old, and yeah, they were becoming a bit of a liability. So the ownership decided to cut them down in order to prevent any damage to the mobile homes. When it rains around here, the water from behind the mobile homes on the street I live will drain into where that tree line was. And it was actually along the fence line where that white barn is and the cell tower is. From the tree line in the foreground, I'm going to try and run my finger along so you can visualize it. Okay, where that tree line was, it came right like that, and there was a fence through there. And back 15 years ago, before that other fence was there, all that was horse pasture. There were horses that lived back in that pasture. And that was a beautiful thing to see. We still had beautiful sunsets. They just weren't as broad as what they were, or what they are now. And I can remember seeing the horses throughout the day. Of course, the flip side is that we had a lot of horse flies around here. And there was also a plethora of skunks. We still get a few skunks through here, but not nearly what we used to. But yes, we used to have many skunks through here. And I happen to like skunks. I think they're adorable. But they are a rabies vector. And yeah, they are what they are. So what are you all thinking about this evening as you're watching the sunset? I'd sure like to know. Or we can just simply stay silent and watch the sun go down together. meditate about all the blessings that we have that surround us in nature and in friends and in happy memories like this one that we're creating right now. It means so very much to me. And I'm not watching this alone. That there at least is two of you that I get to share this with tonight. You indeed are a blessing to me. Thank you so much. Hi, how are you? We had a third person come aboard. Now we're back to two. I tried to say hi. And now we're down to one. And even though you're only one, you're still important. You're still a blessing. Welcome aboard. We're just watching the sunset together. It's okay to say hi in the chat or comment on it. And it's okay to just stay silent and meditate. And now the sun's behind the trees. If we had a clear view of the horizon, it would be just starting to be 1/3 of the way beyond it. Excuse me. And I have to laugh. Because just after I finished last night's live stream, not 5 minutes later, there was a bat that flew overhead. And if you've ever seen a bat fly in the early evening, as they hunt for insects in the air. It's just really incredible to watch. But you can hear the birds in the tree next to me, off to my right. Probably young birds that are hungry, or just in conversation. As the day begins to cool and become evening, discussing their day's events. Sorry about my finger. Well, it is getting to be about 8:15 in the evening now, Central Daylight Time. And so ends, for us here in Southeast Illinois, the longest day of the year. I can't remember exactly how many hours of sunlight there is to it, but it seems like there's a lot. And the days will get shorter, but interestingly enough, the weather and the temperature will get hotter. As summer rolls on for the next 3 months until the first day of fall. And before too awfully long, the cicadas will be out. And singing their song. And we'll see what those days will bring. So folks, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up for tonight. Thank you for joining and for chatting earlier. I really appreciate when you come aboard and watch these things with me. It means a lot. It definitely means a lot. So remember to be kind to one another. And until the next time we do a live stream, I wish you good luck, Godspeed, and hope to see you around town.